This is the advanced form of the broadsword. Recently I held a workshop up north at our permanent training facility, and I taught the students this form. It is advisable, of course, to have learnt the basic form for starters. That's not so important if I teach you personally the advanced methods, but when you're learning from a video, it's very important to learn the basic form first and then go on to the advanced form. There are certain moves that traditionally were left out of the advanced form, and so that's what I'll be putting into this one. I'll also be explaining it in greater detail and showing some of the applications. The applications, of course, I mean, what application do you want? You know, with one of these, one of the most deadly weapons ever invented, sharp here, point, what do you want? You know, in most of the internal arts there are very exotic sort of applications that we use, whereas in the broadsword form, of course, there's just slashing, there's poking, there's deboning, there are point strikes to cut out an L shape around here, which is the most deadly strike to the neck. There's uppercuts, there's slams down, there's all sorts of, there are soaring motions, but that's about all you get with the broadsword. There are a few exotic movements that you would never use in a pink fit, but they're always there. As I've always said, the more exotic movements are always in the internal martial arts, so that if you can sort of get them, then the simpler movements will come really easily for you, and they're the ones that you rely upon, of course, but no one's going to be using one of these anyway. But it's nice, just out of interest take, to know some of the applications, why you turn the sword at a slight angle, for instance, before you come with a slice, or you might turn it at a slight angle this way before you come, and people always ask, why am I doing that? Well, I'll be telling you that on this tape. Okay, from the beginning. The whole thing is done, this whole first section, it looks like it might have a martial application, but it really doesn't. This is setting up the whole form. And the whole basis of this is based upon sung, or relaxation. It's a qigong method, even though you're just stepping, doing a few movements. What you're doing is you're opening up what are called the 7 star points. Here, here, small intestine 16, small intestine 16, colon 14, and gallbladder 30. So you're opening up those points, because they're the energy input points in your body. And this initial qigong method, some people call it the salute. I don't like to call it a salute, because people just do it. Oh, I'm saluting to you, but you're not. You're actually doing a very potent qigong method to set up the rest of the form for the health benefits, and the health benefits are really great in this form. So I'm just going to do this first movement, and just watch as I do it. You just need to stand with your hand a little bit bent here. This one's in the typical posture. I won't be going over it in the basic form in such great details, because you still already have that. So from here, watch how the body, see how I'm just moving the waist, which is just turning the hands. See how the left shoulder dips a little bit, and the waist turns to the left, and then it rotates over to the right. The hand's not coming right up like this, like in the Taiji form, for instance. It's just, in fact, it's important to get your body, your waist moving, so that your arms aren't going. See, that's just my arm muscles moving my arms. It's a shake of the waist. If you did this violently, it would be, that's what would happen. You notice the left hand also. Now, when you do this, there's a change of weight to your left, straight over to your left heel. And as you're coming over like this, the weight changes to the ball of the left foot, comes over to the ball of the right foot, and then down to the heel of the right foot. So you're getting a circle, exactly as in the opening moves of the Ang Lu Chan's form and the Yang Qing Fu's form indeed. So, tongue's resting on your hard palate, sinking your energy down. In-breath to there. Pick up your left foot. As soon as your weight gets onto your right heel, you pick up your left foot, heel and toe together, and turn it out 45 degrees to the left, heel in line with heel. Okay, now I'll just turn around to the front to show you. I'm facing out here towards the west, of course, but I'll just turn around the front to show you the hands. Now if I take this sword away, you notice how I have two single whip hands here. Even in the angle chance form, that's what step forward as 7 stars finally becomes. Two single whip hands. And thus this hand is bent that way, like so. This is the true meaning of opening up the 7 star points in your body. I'll do it this way, so you can actually see what I'm doing there. Now you might have noticed a small shake left, right, left there, and that's true. So when I come through here and my hand comes up, it's a right, left, right shake of the body to indicate a sort of martial application, which would be strike, strike, strike. And there's no weight at all on that right toe. It's totally empty. The heel is in line with the other heel. Just the heel is only like ½ inch off the ground here, and you just sit in that position. We do carry on, of course. You could sit in that position for a few seconds if you wished before you carried on, because this is just a Qigong method to begin with. I'll do it towards the camera, but keep in mind I'm going out that way. I'll do this next move towards the camera. See how my hips are staying to the front? My waist is turning to the right. That was an out breath, by the way. In breath. Your right hand scoops down like you're scooping up some sand, like this. And you take a step backwards, place your toe down, roll back onto your heel. Notice how I did a sort of a figure 8 there. Notice the movement of the sword. It does a clockwise circle down. See how they cross here? And the left toe now does a toe stance. It just drags into it. Out breath. So the right hand comes down and out. You see it sort of does, well, it's really an omega sign, but the next move makes it into a figure 8 here. The hips turn back to the front. Now watch. Out breath. In breath. You notice how the hands are 180 degrees out of phase. See, when this one's going over at 12 o'clock, the right hand's going down at 6 o'clock. And the right hand's changing to yin as we breathe in and turn the waist to the right, and yang as we breathe out and turn the waist to the left. And when we breathe in, turn to the right, there's a slight little bit of a controlling influence. You're pushing that kidney 1 point on your left foot, toes, or ball of the foot rather. Just, you're not going like that, of course. It's just like that, like you're just pressing it into the ground to activate it. So we get in breath. Sit fully back, totally empty left foot. A little bit of weight. Notice that the eyes are staying to the front. 3. And on the next in breath, we don't finish it. That's where we get you might have noticed or not that there were 2 strikes with the right palm here. Remember, I'm heading up to the west though. I'm just doing it to the camera so you can see exactly what you're doing here.